Hey everybody, Cinephile Mike is here, and we are in it. Season 4 of award season reviews. 98 reviews coming at you in 98 days, counting down to the 98th Academy Awards. Quick reminder, before we dive in, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a single day of this season. So many good films to discuss. And today, we are kicking off our third theme week, and it is Netflix week. Now, I know the holidays can be chaotic, so I've decided for this week to spotlight awards-nominated films that you can watch right now on Netflix. No extra rentals, no hunting, just great movies you can fit in whenever you have a moment. And to kick it off, I am talking about J. Kelly. Written by the film's director Noah Baumbach and Emily Mortimer, the film debuted at the Venice Film Festival before landing on its streaming home. What's it about? Well, having recently completed his latest film, veteran actor J. Kelly, played by George Clooney, finds himself at a crossroads, both professionally and personally. Hoping to spend more meaningful time with his youngest daughter Daisy, played by Grace Edwards, before she leaves for Europe and begins college, Jay is met with quiet resistance as she chooses a more of, no, I want to go with my friends, not with my father. Around the same time, Jay learns of the death of Peter Schneider, played by Jim Broadbent, the director who launched his career decades earlier, which reopened unresolved feelings that he has about past decisions and missed opportunities. These moments collectively upset and unsettle Jay, forcing him to confront the growing distance between the life that he's built and the relationships that he strained along the way. In the aftermath of Schneider's funeral, Jay reconnects with Tim Galligan, played by Billy Crudup, a former acting school classmate whose life took a very different path. What begins as a nostalgic reflection quickly exposes long, simmering resentment tied to success and a perceived betrayal. And as tensions escalate, Jay's carefully managed public persona begins to crack, leading him to make an impulsive decision that could jeopardize his entire career as well as the inner circle of people working with him. Against the advice of his longtime manager, Ron Shikanik, played by Adam Sandler, Jay abruptly leaves his current project and sets off for Europe, framing the trip, claiming it's around this career tribute that he dismissed, but really wants to use it as an excuse to meet up with his daughter. As Jay travels across Europe with his team in tow, the journey becomes a little less about reunion and more about this idea of reckoning. Encounters with strangers, fans, and colleagues really blur the line between celebrity and self, while Jay's team, grapples with the accumulated fallout of years spent protecting him from, making his own decisions. Memories of past relationships, particularly with his children and his estranged father, who is in the film played by Stacy Keach in an interesting performance, surface alongside, the realities of aging, regret, and relevance. And what unfolds is a quiet, episodic portrait of a man forced to sit with the costs of his success as he moves towards a moment meant to honor the work he's done. I have to say, Noah Baumbach really coaxes career-best performances from Clooney and Sandler, with Clooney in particular delivering a quietly brilliant turn that leans in to his real-life movie star status in a way that feels both self-aware and yet emotionally grounded. There's a sequence that I don't want to spoil, but it's surprisingly meta, and the film, consistently honors Clooney's long career while also examining the pressures and expectations that come with celebrity. Sandler's understated, grounded presence provides a perfect foil to this, and the chemistry between these two actors, the fact that they are starting to get on in years makes this shared journey even more poignant, capturing those bittersweet realities of trying to stay relevant in a world that keeps moving forward. The supporting cast is solid, if at times a bit underused, but each performance adds depth to this world surrounding Jay. Laura Dern brings authority as Jay's publicist, Liz. Riley Keough conveys the strains of the father-daughter relationship, playing his daughter Jessica. And Greta Gerwig really embodies this warmth as Ron's wife, Lois. Billy Crudup also, though in only a few scenes, really impresses with a measured presence. Collectively, these performances really highlight the film's broader focus, that, ripple effect of celebrity. Not of all the people seeking fame, but of the people living within that orbit. The film takes its time showing the personal and professional strain of orbiting someone in the public eye and the supporting work that, grounds this in reality. Visually, I have to say, this film, the European countryside when we get there, it's captured so beautifully by Linus Sandgren. The train sequences in particular stand out as both really kinetic and yet metaphorically, resonant. As Jay is moving through the train, chasing people or being chased by others, the cinematography really mirrors this life that's constantly going in motion and, making it impossible for him to really connect with those he loves and the way his presence shapes the paths of everybody around him. Nicholas Britell's score heightens these moments, pulling at the heartstrings without ever, overwhelming the drama. And together, the imagery and the music really create this. It's a quiet emotional rhythm that underscores the film's reflections on, lifetime and aging and the cost of living in the spotlight. Prominent themes that we've looked at before, but has an interesting touch here. Now, let's talk about box office and awards. As it is rare to find these numbers for Netflix films, Jay Kelly unfortunately shows no box office information, but we have critical ratings. It currently, as of this recording and posting, has a 76% tomato meter from 221 reviews and from over 50 audience reviews and 87% on the popcorn meter. Award season-wise, Jay Kelly was named one of the top 10 films of the year by the National Board of Review, and Noah Baumbach won the Director Award at the Gotham Awards, which also nominated Sandler for Outstanding Supporting Performance. The film had 5 ASTRA nominations: Best Comedy or Musical, Best Ensemble, Original Screenplay, and Lead and Supporting categories for Comedy and Musical for Clooney and Sandler, respectively. Clooney and Sandler are also nominated for these categories at the Golden Globes, and the film is also vying for 4 Critics' Choice Awards: Best Picture, Best Casting and Ensemble, Original Screenplay, and Supporting Actor for Sandler. All of this was in addition to several festival nods and wins. Now, as for its Oscar chances, this film has Oscar prestige written all over it. However, it's kind of fallen out of the conversation a little bit at this point. That said, the one category where I would like to see the recognition for, if I had to pick one, is Sandler. He has been, a little overshadowed come Oscar time for a few performances that he's had, and I feel he's deserved his due. So, Academy members, hear my plea. So where do I land on this one? I enjoyed this film and believe it is a solid 4-star film. If you would like to watch this one, hey, it's Netflix week. You know where to go. Thank you all for joining me for episode 15 of Award Season Reviews Season 4. We're going to be doing this for the next 83 days, so stay with me. Be sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, share it with your friends, drop your thoughts in the comments. You can follow me, Cinephile Mike, on all social media platforms and on Letterboxd. And of course, head over to my website, cinephilemike.com, for even more movie reviews and goodness. All right, I'll be back tomorrow with the next review, but until then, this is Cinephile Mike saying take a break and watch something new.